Good evening from San Ignacio Town. With the 9 o'clock news, I am Patrick Jones. In the headlines, Venezuelan Vice President visits briefly. A teenage boy is murdered in the Pomona Valley, and political upheaval in Guatemala as calls intensifies for the resignation of President Molina. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories coming up after these messages.
The Belize Tire Depot, your one-stop destination. What you will find is a first-class selection of solid, dependable, quality products from the names you can trust. We carry a full line of urea and SureTech tools and equipment to meet every need, from light maintenance around the house to heavy-duty fieldwork. Our tire workshop features the full array of Pirelli, Nexen, and Nankang tires for every vehicle and any terrain. Our trained technicians' #1 priority is to ensure you and your family's safety and security on the road. It's all here at the Belize Tire Depot. From reliable equipment, world-class time-tested tires, to sturdy, durable tools. Merchandise that's built to last with quality guaranteed.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town.
Correction, dude. You broke. I just threw the ball.
This is really bad. What are we gonna do?
We?
Go to the door, ask for the ball back. Are you serious? It's my ball, Myrtleback.
You're so dead.
I'd run away.
Yeah, to Uruguay.
Kiss your life goodbye. Sorry.
Let's go.
See
ya. Remember me and your well.
Nice one. Some friends you are.
Hi. Tell him it was an accident, and we can fix the window. Come on. I'll come with you.
Loyalty. Pass it on.
You go first.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Here now is the news in details. A workshop on social and economic policy development opened today in Belize City. The forum is being facilitated by the International Labour Organization in collaboration with the Caribbean Employers Confederation and the Caribbean Congress of Labour. This workshop, which has the participation of various local entities, including the National Trade Union Congress of Belize and the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is part of a 3-year project funded by the European Union. An official release says that the project seeks to build capacity within the Caribbean regional workers and employers organizations so that they can participate effectively in regional policy development and integration processes and thus fulfill their obligations under the Social Aspects chapter of the Economic Partnership Agreement. According to the government release, the bipartite meetings represent the first in a series of national activities to be undertaken in each of the 15 countries which are members of CARIFORUM. Similar workshops have already taken place in July 2015 in St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Kitts and Nevis, Haiti, as well as Jamaica. Future workshops are planned for the other CARICOM countries. No foul play is suspected in the death of a woman whose body was found on Friday afternoon in San Ignacio town. The body of school teacher 33-year-old Erminia Canto was found in her apartment on Thornley Street around 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Police say there were no signs of violence. A post-mortem examination will determine a cause of death. A government vehicle was the target of armed robbers in San Ignacio town over the weekend. Police say that 37-year-old environmental officer Anthony Mai was accosted just before 11 o'clock on Friday night in his home by armed gunmen who demanded the keys for his government-issued Toyota Hilux pickup truck. The assailants are described as Hispanic men who wore rags over their faces to conceal their identities. In addition to the government vehicle, Mai's private motor vehicle, a Chevy pickup truck, was also targeted by the robbers. Before making good their escape, the armed robbers fired a single shot at Mai's house, but no one was injured. Police investigations continue. Authorities in San Ignacio town are looking for a man who stole a motorcycle from a policeman's house in Georgeville. Constable Tedford Augustine reported that his Milam motor bicycle that is, was parked under his house in Georgeville on Wednesday night. On Thursday morning, however, he was alerted around 6 o'clock that San Ignacio police had intercepted a man on a motorcycle resembling his. That should read, the police managed to recover the stolen motorcycle, but the man riding it was able to escape the authorities. They have, however, identified the suspect as a Santa Elena resident, Cesar Romero. San Ignacio police is asking anyone who knows the whereabouts of Cesar Romero to call the station at telephone number 804-2022 to share that information. The Vice President of Venezuela, Jorge Arreaza, was on a brief visit to Belize at the end of last week. According to a government press release, the Venezuelan VP met with Prime Minister Dean Barrow on Friday for consultation on the territorial dispute between Venezuela and Guyana. The Venezuelan government has begun a campaign in the region to get CARICOM's intervention. According to the official release, VP Arreaza shared with Prime Minister Barrow Venezuela's position on the territorial dispute with Guyana and reassured the Belizean leader that the Bolivarian Republic does not want a fight and has long demonstrated their commitment to dialogue and peace. Venezuela is asking CARICOM to intervene and nudge Guyana towards dialogue. The official release concludes that Prime Minister Barrow is encouraged, quote, that the Venezuelans are reaching out, and he explained that Belize would be willing to assist in any way possible to bring the two nations to the negotiating table to foster genuine, good faith efforts through dialogue, end of quote. A teenage boy was murdered on Friday morning during an armed robbery at a home along the Hummingbird Highway. The victim has been identified as 15-year-old Brighton Polanco. According to police reports, Dangriga police responded to reports of a robbery and shooting at Polanco's farm located at mile 26 on the Hummingbird Highway. where 64-year-old Bernard Usher reported that he was accosted by 3 masked Hispanic men around 8:30 on Friday morning. The men reportedly entered Usher's room armed with machetes, tied him up, ransacked his room, and took his cell phone and the machete. Police say Bernard Usher managed to free himself and went to his boss's home, situated on the farm, and upon entering the door, he was met by an armed Hispanic man who proceeded to tie him up and continued to search his boss's house. Shortly after, he heard a single gunshot. Usher then again managed to untie himself and went outside, where he saw 15-year-old Brighton Polanco lying on the ground motionless. Stolen from the residence were a 12-gauge New England single-action shotgun and some 12-gauge cartridges, one 19-inch flat-screen television, a Sony DVD player, and about $3,000. Police say the stolen items were recovered in the area, and Brighton Polanco was transported to the Southern Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Police investigations continue. You're watching the 9 o'clock news. We will have more of the day's stories for you right after these messages. More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
You too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you.
Let them say we're crazy, I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand, baby, don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
Welcome back to the 9 o'clock news. The Secretary General of the Organization of American States, Luis Almagro, has called for respect for the laws and constitution in Guatemala. This follows political upheaval this past weekend, including the arrest of former Guatemalan Vice President Roxana Baldetti on corruption charges on Friday. Ambassador Almagro, according to a statement from the OAS, has, quote, expressed concern over recent political developments in Guatemala, including calls from various sectors of society to postpone the elections scheduled for September 6th, end of quote. The OAS leader says that Guatemala should proceed with next month's presidential election under the existing constitutional order and according to a June 15, 2015 resolution adopted by the OAS General Assembly in support of the electoral process in Guatemala. The Secretary General reiterates that citizens have the inalienable right to express their will through the ballot, thus ensuring the continuity of the democratic process in Guatemala. In a televised address on Sunday night, embattled Guatemalan President Otto Perez Molina dismissed calls for his resignation and involvement in corruption linked to a customs bribery scheme. A report carried by the London-based British broadcasting company BBC quoted President Molina as saying, quote, I categorically reject any link to the scandal, end of quote. The same BBC report goes on to quote President Molina saying that he will not resign and will fully submit himself to the legal process. The Belize Red Cross today celebrated 32 years as a national society. Before being recognized in 1984 by the International Committee of the Red Cross and admitted to the International Federation, the Belize Red Cross provided services in Belize for close to 7 decades. Director General of the Belize Red Cross, Lily Bowman, says that since transitioning in 1983 from a branch of the British Red Cross to a national society in its own rights, the Belize Red Cross has grown considerably. Today, it plays an auxiliary role to the government of Belize, serving hundreds of thousands of Belizeans, not only in disaster relief, but in all humanitarian fields. The Belize Red Cross will close its centennial celebrations on Saturday, marking 100 years in the Red Cross movement with a grand dinner and dance gala at the Biltmore Hotel. The news on the national channel. More vehicle owners are switching to the PureGuard line of motor oils, and with good reason. PureGuard comes in different grades and specifications. It carries the API certification and comes with the Westrac stamp of approval, guaranteed to make your engine run cleaner and longer, up to 10,000 miles. With PureGuard motor oil, your engine will have less wear and tear, give you maximum performance on the road, and give your vehicle better fuel mileage.
PureGuard, good quality, affordable oil.
Distributed exclusively by Westrac Limited, with branches in Spanish Lookout, Belmopan, Belize City, and Orange Walk Town.
Are you always on the go? Tired of missing your favorite games while they're actually being played? Watch your games and sporting events live with Central TV and Internet's incredible MyTV. Simply log on to www.mitv.bz to get easy access to 25 channels, no matter where you are. With Central TV and Internet's MyTV, you're always in the game.
You too can ride off into the sunset. Milon motorbikes are very affordable. There's a high availability for parts and a wide selection of models to choose from. My Milon, my bike. Available countrywide.
Warm and generally dry conditions continue to dominate our weather. The general forecast for Belize and her coastal waters is for partly cloudy skies tonight. Winds over the open sea and along the coast will be light and variable tonight. The sea state will be light chop. Low temperatures at dawn will range from 79 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 73 degrees Fahrenheit inland. It will be a cool 68 degrees Fahrenheit up in the hills. High temperatures on Tuesday will be around 91 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 98 degrees Fahrenheit inland, and 84 degrees Fahrenheit up at the higher elevations. The tides. There will be a low tide at 3 minutes past 11 o'clock tonight. A high tide follows at 5:39 in the morning. The sun will rise at 5:38 tomorrow morning. It will set at 13 minutes past 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. The extended forecast, valid through to Wednesday afternoon, is for mainly fair, warm, and dry weather conditions to prevail. And that is a look at the weather with information provided by forecaster Ronald Gordon at the Belize Weather Bureau. Danny is no longer, but another system is on the verge of becoming a tropical cyclone as it approaches the Lesser Antilles. Here is the tropical weather update.
All right, so we've talked a lot about Danny, which was a hurricane over the weekend, now a tropical depression that is hitting the Lesser Antilles as we speak. But out behind Danny, there's actually another area of investigation, something we call an INVEST for short. You kind of see where that name comes from. And this one is actually pretty well put together. Check this thing out. Look at the counterclockwise spin on that. And this one's going to be moving toward the west. Very good chance that it becomes either a tropical depression or a tropical storm, you know, maybe even throughout the day on Monday. If not, then likely by Monday night and into Tuesday. After that, looks like it may be affecting parts of the Caribbean. We'll keep you updated very closely with this over the next couple of days.
To finalize the news, here are the main points again. Venezuelan vice president visits briefly. A teenage boy is murdered in the Pomona Valley, and political upheaval in Guatemala as calls intensifies for the resignation of President Molina. With the headlines, we end this edition of the 9 o'clock news. Thank you for joining us. I am Patrick Jones. Have a good evening and a good night.